Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into something called digital action research. Now, I know that sounds a little academic, but stick with me because it's a super powerful way to boost productivity by a lot. Seriously, if you've ever felt like your team is just spinning its wheels, this one's for you. So let's start with a big question. You know that new app or software your company rolled out? Is it actually making a difference? I mean, really? It's a question almost every organization is asking right now. Can a simple piece of tech truly make your team more productive? Well, let's find out. And to do that, we're going to look at a real-world case study. Picture a team that was really struggling with what they called low work return. Basically, for all the time and effort they were putting in, the actual results just weren't there. They knew they needed a real solution, not just more guesswork. So instead of holding another round of meetings or just guessing what might work, this organization decided to try something different. They turned to a digital-first, evidence-based method to figure out exactly where the problem was. And that method is called digital action research. But don't let the fancy name fool you. The idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about using everyday technology to create a constant feedback loop, so you can see what's working and what's not, pretty much in real time. So how does this actually work in the real world? Well, it's not a one-and-done kind of fix. It's actually a simple, repeatable cycle that keeps getting smarter over time. It basically turns your technology into a learning tool. At its core, digital action research is built around this powerful four-step cycle. Each step flows right into the next, and together they create this amazing engine for improvement. Let's walk through it step by step. Okay, step one is the digital intervention. This is where you introduce a new tool, something designed to kind of shape things up. It could be a new app for your field agents or a new piece of collaboration software for your design team. The whole point is to introduce something new to change how work gets done. All right, step two is where the magic really starts to happen, data capture. As your team starts using that new tool, it's quietly gathering real-time evidence on how work is actually being done. No more waiting around for those old quarterly reports. You're getting a live, unfiltered look at what's happening on the ground. Now for step three, policy update. See, now you're armed with all this real-time data, which means you can make genuinely informed decisions. It's the end of guesswork. You're changing your company's rules and procedures based on what's really happening, not just what you thought was happening. And finally, you close the loop by setting a new, smarter goal based on all that evidence. And then you start the cycle all over again. This is how you create continuous, relentless improvement. You're always learning, always adapting, and always getting better. So that's the theory, right? It sounds good. But now let's get to the results. This is where this whole thing goes from being just a cool idea to a total game changer. You have to wonder, though, did it actually work? I mean, for this team with the productivity puzzle, did this four-step cycle really make a difference? The answer is a resounding yes. The result was a jaw-dropping 64%. And no, that is not a typo. 64%. That's a 64% increase in their work return. Just by following the simple four-step loop, they hit a level of productivity that most companies can only dream about. It just shows you the incredible power of making decisions based on real data. And really, this shows a fundamental shift in how to think about improvement. You're moving away from slow, clunky adjustments and into real-time, proactive changes. You're swapping out guesswork for hard evidence. And building a culture where getting better isn't a once-a-year thing, it's an everyday thing. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, first, never underestimate simple tech. When you use it strategically, it can create massive change. Second, you have to embrace real-time data. It is your secret weapon for making faster, smarter choices. And finally, build these feedback loops into everything you do. That's how you turn technology from just a tool into a true engine for growth. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. What's that one process in your world, at your job, on your team, that's just waiting for its own digital loop? Think about it. Find that process, build your loop, and just see what happens. You might be surprised.